domain and avoids sight and doesn't warmly embrace outsiders except if she's a woman. His domain can cover her females. What's more, when she's in the mindset to mate, she scents the edges of his turf to let him know he'll get an out of his area. To acknowledge her greeting, the blissful couple spends up to a 5-day vacation together, mating as frequently as like clockwork, and afterward they're finished back to their individual reach. As well as the male slinks for prey, he builds up his lines, passing on new fragrance markings to make would-be intruders reconsider. He wants a specific measure of room for self-preservation. What's more, the better the hunting, the less land he needs once he stakes it out. He'll battle like insane to protect it. The fringes are undetectable yet obvious to different panthers. Set apart with pea dung and released from the fragrance, anticipates his cheeks. What's more, just in case, he labels trees like a spray painting craftsman with the boundaries secure. And the sun going down, he embarks to get supper in his own local. He knows the best places to eat. Yet he's not by any means the only meat-eater out this evening to hold bigger hunters back from taking his kill. He hauls it to the security of a tree, nearly all that a panther does he does alone. As one of the littlest of the large felines, it is as essential to dominate his region to his endurance as his teeth and hooks, while the panther is the feline that strolls without anyone else. His far-off cousins lions run their domain like a privately owned company. By collaborating and sharing the riches, a pride of lions can bring down prey that beat a solitary lion. In Kenya's Sambuda public hold, a pride of lions rules and over its area, hunting and guarding it. A few females and their whelps make up the core of the pride, which is driven by one or at times two guys. This male line doesn't apply a lot of exertion as a parent or on the other hand even truly as a tracker, yet he's no bum. He goes about as line watchman and defender of the pride, splashing pee around the edges of his realm to revert actors to the high position. Be that as it may, females make some meaningful differences as well, which might convolute things. The male lion is attempting to revert any meandering guys that might meander into his domain and catch a fragrance on a female prepared to mate. Pride an area can change from a couple square miles to north of 100. Limits shift somewhat with the seasons and the development of prey. Bigger prides get the overwhelming majority of the excellent tip. Here comes inconvenience. This youthful migrant male, enchanted by the female fragrance, heads towards them where they're resting with the pride's chief. That doesn't stop the lively gatecrasher. He overlooks the admonition signs and walks with certainty into hostile area, gambling being damaged or killed. Cool. Applause. Today youth beats insight. The challenger turns into the boss. The banished elderly person will experience the remainder of his days in isolation. The pride's new chief, anxious to get begun, realizes the females won't mate while they're actually nursing their offspring, so why not simply kill the offspring? Here's 3 valid justifications, with his advances adequately dismissed by the lion moms. This youthful male, unquestionable necessity. Sit tight until further notice. The offspring are protected right now. Be that as it may, this battle isn't finished at this point. Male lions will frequently kill the fledglings of their ancestors with the goal that the females will be prepared to mate in the future, with the females battling off his prevails. For the time being, he hangs tight for a decent chance to introduce itself. There's a great deal in question. Furthermore, his experience as a pioneer might be restricted until the following challenger tracks down a way into his space to guarantee the high position, while enormous felines engagement over borders. Probably the littlest animals wage some of the bitterest turf wars. Subterranean insects are so copious it's been said they offset people. Desert subterranean insects in huge numbers of thousands flourish in Arizona's sun-prepared sand. Everybody has something important to take care of, and for some that occupation is catch and control, striking different provinces like a thoroughly prepared armed force underneath the desert surface. Out of the brightness of the sun, insects loyally serve one sovereign. Her one responsibility is to lay every one of the settlement's eggs. What's more, she can rest up to 1,500 eggs per day. The hatchlings need assurance. Furthermore, that is the occupation of the carer. Subterranean insects laborer. Subterranean insects stay in the middle of exploring for food. Furthermore, supplies, while officer insects guard the province's regions. Unexceptional on a superficial level, each home entry prompts a progression of sections which lead to an organization of chambers for putting away food or hatchlings. Where it counts, the insect sovereign resigns to our own imperial chamber in Arizona. The holly insects have a sweet answer for the test of desert living. A few individuals from the province called repletes store nectar in their tummies, which swell to the size of grapes. Province individuals feed the nectar to them during the great times and recover it during the lean times. The packed subterranean insects get so swollen they can't move yet. Presently the province is in emergency. It's anything but a food lack, yet a strike by a rival state. Obviously the desert's not sufficiently large for the two of them. The adversary crowds overpower the state. The offices of the home fall like dominoes until the trespassers come to the sovereign. She reaches a tacky conclusion: they'll eat the vanquished foe and take the hatchlings to their own home to turn into their workers. Furthermore, the swelled, loaded subterranean insects' well scrumptious loot war is rarely lovely, regardless of what the scale. What's more, triumph is in every case sweet at any size, particularly for this sovereign, whose unwavering armed force will pass on to extend her domain. Turf wars can happen any place indeed, even where there's no turf rivalry for backwards overhang. Genuine domain can be wild. Sir, the Malagasy heaven flycatcher has to be fiercer. He fights menaces way greater than himself to keep his home in a colorful timberland loaded with birds and tree staying primates. The contention unfurls on Madagascar, what split from the Indian landmass around a long time back. Because of the division, the island has numerous species found no place else on the planet. This decided-looking person is a drongo bird. He's as of now made a case for this neck of the forest and doesn't have any desire to share it with the flycatchers, so he's annihilating their home. Like the flycatchers, the drongo eats bugs. While there's no deficiency of these in the timberland, the drongo could do without rivalry from different buyers. The destitute flycatcher couple must track down a more amicable area they've found it. The home structure starts again. They need to finish it before they can start the serious business of raising chicks. Now that they've gotten comfortable, they must protect their domain, be that as it may. When they assumed they were safe, more difficulty this time. An individual flycatcher here to challenge the settling male. The quills fly as the male flycatcher attempts to hold the gatecrasher back from mating with the female. In these conflicts, nobody typically gets hurt. After his prior embarrassment with the drongo, the flycatcher solidifies his determination. The interloper surrenders. The male revisitations of the home later, holding his ground in the air domain, might be a definitive creature. Superficial point of interest, it can convey actual strength, give admittance to the best food also. For folks make the women smooth. The appeal of an area is serious areas of strength, for so that even wildebeest, which do one of the world's most breathtaking area movements, need a slice of the pie. On Kenya's 580 square mile Masai Mara Public Save the Mara Stream snakes its way across the fields every year. Groups of wildebeest, millions solid, will fit across the meadow in search of the fresher fields to fulfill their huge hunger in the long run. They arrive at quite possibly of the most misleading focuses in their excursion, the Mara stream. It brings them to an abrupt halt in a real sense, considering the crocodile invaded waters before them. As the wildebeest numbers enlarge, one fearless monster goes all in, the rest follow. A large number of creatures of the Masai Mara rely upon the waterway at the present time for the wildebeest. It's benevolent of in the manner, be that as it may, there's solidarity in numbers and by batching up and depending on swarm knowledge they push forward as one body, notwithstanding the setbacks. Applause. Back on the overall security of dry land, the wildebeest have some time off to eat, and keeping in mind that the grinding away guys lay out transient regions. Applause. These confidential areas repulse rival bulls while baiting open vehicles during the movement. There's a lot of both at the boundary of his domain. This bull clashes with his adversary as they attempt to rattle one another, in any case, pushing his adversary to the brink of collapse is neither her nor theirs, since he's as of now their organs under the engaging bull's eyes emit a fragrance they rub on the ground to stamp regional gains. Head-butting looks fierce, yet the monsters are worked to take it. They strike at the strong base of their horns and stay away from serious injury. This wrestling shields the general well-being of the crowd. Furthermore, could likewise expand the fighting bull's chemical levels. Applause. Now that he's won his domain, as it were, females might cross it in any case. Love is a front line. Furthermore, this vehicle won't give up. Sorry, stud. Not intrigued, the crowd continues on, so the bull should forsake his energetic stance. He'll before long track down new domains to Phi.